You know how we're always hearing about AI popping up everywhere these days? Like, it's writing emails, creating art, even helping to write this very deep dive.
That's remarkable, isn't it? The sheer reach of it.
It's kind of mind-blowing, honestly. But one of the biggest places AI is making waves is right at our fingertips in how we search the internet. And more importantly, for anyone listening right now, it's changing how your business gets found online.
It's a fundamental shift in the online landscape.
So we're diving deep into Google's AI overviews, ready to cut through the jargon and figure out what this really means for you.
Absolutely. Let's break it down.
All right, so before AI came onto the scene, Google search worked kind of like a giant phone book, right? You'd type in your keywords, and Google would list out websites, hopefully including yours, that matched those keywords.
Right. It was all about those keywords and getting those backlinks to boost your website's ranking.
And the higher you ranked, the more likely someone was to click on your link, visit your site, and become a customer. It was all about getting that click.
Exactly. But with AI overviews, things are changing. Instead of just providing a list of links, Google is now using AI to try to answer your question directly.
So it's like having a super-powered research assistant sifting through the entire internet in a split second to give you the answer you're looking for.
Precisely. It's pulling information from multiple sources, summarizing it, and presenting it to the user in a way that's easy to digest, often without them having to click on any links at all. Think bullet points, key takeaways, even visuals.
Okay, I can see how that's incredibly useful from a user's perspective, but as a business owner, I gotta admit, this is a little unnerving. My whole online strategy was built around getting people to click on my link. What happens if they're getting their answers without ever even seeing my website?
That, my friend, is the million-dollar question, and it's a very valid concern.
Mm.
We're already seeing click-through rates drop with the rollout of AI overviews, and for businesses that rely on website traffic for leads and sales, it's a significant shift.
So all that work I put into my website, all that carefully crafted content, those witty product descriptions I stayed up all night writing, it's all for nothing.
Not at all. It's not that your content is irrelevant, but the way people are finding it, the way they're accessing information online is changing. And that requires a corresponding shift in how we think about online visibility.
So how do we adapt? Should I just shut down my website and start writing answers directly for Google's AI?
Not quite. While AI overviews are a game changer, they don't spell the end of websites. In fact, having high-quality content on your website is more important than ever.
Hold on, how does that work? If people aren't clicking through from search results as often, why does it matter if my website is top-notch?
Because Google's AI is still getting its information from somewhere, right? It's looking for the most relevant, informative, and trustworthy sources to answer users' questions.
So even though the user might not see my website directly, Google's AI is still using it behind the scenes to generate those answers.
Exactly, and that's where the real opportunity lies.
So it's not just about showing up in the search results anymore. It's about becoming the source, the go-to expert that Google's AI relies on.
Now you're getting it. It's less about gaming the system for rankings and more about becoming a beacon of valuable information in your field.
Okay, I'm intrigued. But how do we actually do that? What are the concrete steps to make sure our businesses stand out in this new AI-driven world?
Well, the article you shared outlines 6 key strategies. Want to dive into those?
Absolutely, let's do it. Lay out the game plan.
All right, so first up, and this is more crucial than ever, optimize your Google business profile.
Ah, good old Google Business Profile. Isn't that like that little box that pops up on the side sometimes when you search for a business?
Exactly. And in the age of quick answers, it's often the first thing people see, especially for local businesses.
So it's kind of like my storefront window, but in the digital world. Got to make a good first impression.
Exactly. High-quality photos, glowing customer reviews, up-to-date information, all of it matters. Make it shine.
Okay, so Google Business Profile, check. What's next?
We touched on it briefly, but it bears repeating. Comprehensive content is king. And I mean truly comprehensive, not just surface-level stuff.
So none of those 200-word blog posts I've been trying to get away with.
Well, maybe some, but in this new world, you really want to go deep. Think in-depth guides, tutorials, comparisons, whatever serves your audience best.
So if we think about it from the user's perspective, they're coming to Google with a question, and we want to be the ones with the most thorough, most helpful answer.
Precisely. And it's not just about text anymore either. Explore different formats, videos, infographics, maybe even a podcast, like us.
Right. Okay, this is starting to sound like a lot of work. Is there anything that can make this whole process a bit easier, for those of us who aren't coding whiz kids?
There is. And it might sound a bit technical, but it's really about making things easier for Google to understand your content. We're talking about structured data.
Structured data. Okay, I'm already lost.
Think of it like this. You know how books in a library have those little cards with all the information about the book? Title, author, subject.
Yeah, so you can actually find what you're looking for.
Exactly. Structured data is like that, but for your website, it's basically adding special tags to your website's code that tell Google, hey, this page is about this specific topic, and it helps their AI quickly understand and categorize your content.
So it's less about tricking the algorithm and more about just being clear and organized with what's on our website.
Exactly. Think of it like this. You wouldn't just throw all your clothes into a suitcase randomly, would you?
Well, I might, but I see your point.
You want to organize things so you can easily find what you need. That's what structured data does for your website.
Got it. Structured data. Organize your website. Make Google happy. What's next?
Let's talk about EEAT. This one's important.
EEAT. Sounds like what my dog does after finding scraps on the floor. Hopefully that's not what we're going for here.
Not quite. EEAT stands for experience, expertise, authoritativeness, and trustworthiness. It's basically about proving to Google that you're a credible source in your field.
So it's not enough to just talk the talk. We got to walk the walk.
Precisely. Showcase your credentials, highlight customer testimonials, cite your sources, get those backlinks from other reputable websites. Google wants to see that you're the real deal.
Okay, so we've got our Google business profile sparkling. We're churning out in-depth content like there's no tomorrow. We've even tamed the beast of structured data. What's left on our AI proofing checklist?
2 more key strategies to cover. And they tie in nicely with what we've already discussed. Remember how we talked about Google getting better at answering those broader questions directly?
Yeah, like if I search for best hiking boots, Google's AI might just give me the answer right there instead of showing me a bunch of websites.
Exactly. So instead of trying to compete for those super broad keywords, we need to shift our focus to what are called long tail keywords.
Long tail keywords. Sounds complicated, but I'm sure you're going to break it down for us.
It's actually pretty simple. Think about how people actually search, especially when they're using voice search. They're not just saying hiking boots. They're saying things like, what are the best waterproof hiking boots for women with narrow feet?
Okay, so those longer, more specific phrases, that's what long tail keywords are all about.
Exactly. And the beauty of long-tail keywords is that they're often less competitive, which means you have a better chance of ranking higher and actually getting in front of the people who are actively looking for what you offer.
It's like finding that niche market within a niche market.
Precisely. So instead of trying to be everything to everyone, focus on those specific questions your ideal customer is asking and tailor your content accordingly.
Got it. Long tail keywords. Get specific, get found. All right, what's the final strategy we need to master to conquer this brave new world of AI-powered search?
Last but not least, we have optimizing for voice search, which again ties back to what we were just talking about with long-tail keywords and natural language.
So we're talking about those conversational searches people are doing more and more these days, like, hey, Siri, find me a dog groomer near me that specializes in doodles.
Exactly. People don't talk like robots, and they don't search like them either. So when you're creating content, think about how someone might ask a question out loud. Use natural language, anticipate those conversational queries, and make sure your content answers those questions clearly and concisely.
So to wrap this all up, it seems like navigating the world of AI overviews and AI-powered search is less about throwing out our old playbooks and more about, like you said, adapting.
Absolutely. And honestly, a lot of these strategies are things we should have been doing all along. Creating great content, building a strong online presence, providing a great user experience.
It's just that now, with AI in the mix, it's more important than ever to get those fundamentals right.
Exactly. Think of AI as a magnifying glass. If your content is good, AI can amplify it and help you reach a wider audience. But if your content is subpar, AI might just amplify those weaknesses too.
So the key takeaway here is AI overviews are here to stay. But by focusing on user-centric content, adapting to this new search landscape, and always prioritizing quality and relevance, businesses can not only survive, but thrive in this exciting new era of search.
Couldn't have said it better myself.
That's a wrap on this deep dive into AI overviews and their impact on businesses. We hope you found it insightful, empowering, and maybe even a little bit fun. Until next time, stay curious, stay informed, and keep those websites buzzing.